Yo, what is up guys? Rob here with another WoW video, and today we're going to be talking about if you should main a Ret Paladin for PvP in Shadowlands. So if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, share this video with someone who might find it valuable as well, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Hope you enjoy. So I'm going to break down this video into two parts. The first part of this video is going to be about me explaining the pros of playing a Ret Paladin for arena PvP, and then the second part of this video is going to be me explaining the cons of playing a Ret Paladin in arena PvP. So let's get started with the pros right now. One of the pros of playing a Ret Paladin in arena is that you have big burst damage, and that damage is really unpredictable in arena, and I'm sure you've faced Ret Paladins in arena and you just died before you were able to use any of your trinkets or your cooldowns or your defensive cooldowns, or you died mid-heal or in a global. That can happen when you're fighting a Ret Paladin, because Ret Paladins do a lot of damage if they do their burst rotation correctly. But you can't always do your burst rotation correctly in arena, because sometimes you're trying to get your rotation going and your partner might be dying, or you might be losing health, so you have to use a defensive global cooldown, or you might have to use your holy power to heal yourself. So your rotation's not always going to be perfect in the heat of the moment, but if you do get it off correctly and time it correctly, you can 100% kill someone in a stun, or even kill them without needing to hodge them. But usually in arena for me, when I stun someone and they don't have trinket or any defensive cooldowns, it's guaranteed like 99% chance that this person is going to die, and they're going to die very quickly. So like I said, burst rotation and big damage as a Ret Paladin. So I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. So as you can see, I'm doing a lot of damage here. Always want to pick up these orbs on the floor from Divine Toll, because they give you more mastery for longer. And then you're just spamming Templar's Verdict whenever you can, and you do a lot of damage in that burst. So I did about 200k in that burst window. I didn't do my rotation as perfect as I could have, but nonetheless I was able to do a lot of damage in that burst. In that 25-second window, I did 200k damage. And you should always use Divine Toll first, because when you use that, look at the Covenant section right here, Pelagos, the Conduit talent section, you get Combat Meditation, and this increases your mastery by 350 for 10 seconds, and then occasionally expels Sorrowful Memories. So those Sorrowful Memories on the ground are those orbs, and when you pick them up, it extends your 350 mastery increase for 10 seconds for an additional 3 seconds. So every time you pick up those orbs, you get an extra 3 seconds of 350 mastery, which is really important, because that'll really help out your burst damage. So that's the first pro that we have for this video for Ret Paladins. And then the second pro is we do a lot of off healing. So as you can see with this talent right here, Healing Hands, the cooldown, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Word of Glory's healing is increased by up to 100% based on the target's missing health. So this is really good if you're trying to play defensively and help out your healer during arena to try to heal your teammates. And that is really good for a Ret Paladin arena. You can heal yourself with 3 holy power for a decent amount. I just healed for 7k right there. You can heal your teammates, and the lower their health, the more your heals will be. So it's really good for defensive play. Let's say you used all your cooldowns, you didn't get a kill in that period. It's time to start maybe LOSing the ranged DPS on the other team, if there is ranged DPS, trying to use your holy power more defensively by trying to heal up your teammates. If your healer's having a hard time trying to keep everyone like above 75%, you know, just throw an off heal every other attack. You know, you just have to press Blade of Justice, 1 Crusader Strike, and then you can heal your teammates pretty much back to full life right there. And yeah, that's really helpful, especially if your teammates are getting bursted down or your healer's struggling to heal your teammates. So the next pro I have here is we have decent utility. So utility meaning like we can do a lot more things than just damaging an arena. So for example, like we have good off heals, so that's like a utility right there. We have defensive abilities. So right here we have Shield of Vengeance and Eye for an Eye. So you would use Eye for an Eye if you're playing like an all melee comp. So this protects you from physical damage taken by 35%. And then also Shield of Vengeance creates a barrier of holy light that absorbs 12,000 damage for 15 seconds. So these are good utilities to have as a Ret Paladin arena. So it's not like you can just get destroyed instantly. You have some defensive cooldowns here to protect you if anything. And then we also have Blessing of Freedom. So this is another utility. If you use this talent right here, Unbound Freedom, you can use your freedom on another person on the team. So for example, when I'm playing Ret Warrior Healer, I'll throw it on my warrior. So my warrior has freedom and I'll also get freedom, and we'll both run 30% faster. So this is good utility for both of us, and it helps out our movement mobility, which is something we struggle with as Ret Paladins. And if you use the Memory of Uther legendary piece that I have right here, equip, your Blessing of Freedom, Blessing of Sacrifice, and Blessing of Protection cooldowns are reduced by 1 second per holy power spent. So I would say Blessing of Freedom, Blessing of Sacrifice, Blessing of Protection are all utility abilities that can help your teammates. And this legendary makes the cooldown on those go down a lot faster since you're spending holy power. So that's a good legendary for utility. So you can have freedom and freedom your teammate and also get freedom. And then you also have Blessing of Sacrifice, which if your healer's taking a lot of damage or your other DPS on your team is taking a lot of damage, you can just use Sacrifice and you'll take 30% of their damage. And with the Memory of Uther legendary, that cooldown is lower and lower every time you spend the holy power, which is really helpful for you and your teammates. And then also another utility we have here is you got to spec into this Blessing of Sanctuary. Instantly removes all stun, silence, fear, and horror effects from the friendly target and reduces the duration of future such effects by 60% for 5 seconds. So if your healer is getting Hammer of Justice a lot, you can use this ability on them and it will get them out of that stun. Or if a rogue is doing a kidney, it'll get them out of that stun. If a priest fears your healer, it'll get them out of that stun. You get the point. So that's a really good utility to have when you're doing arena. And this can save your healer from using a trinket at a critical time. So that's also extremely important. And if you don't want to use it for that reason, if you're trying to go on the offensive as a Ret Paladin and you think you're going to get the kill, but you're afraid that a rogue is going to kidney shot you and try to peel for his healer, you can preemptively use Blessing of Sanctuary and then start bursting down their the kill target, and then the rogue will try to kidney you with this up, and your stun will be 60% shorter. So that's another way you can use that ability. So you just have to get creative with all these different utility abilities. And then the last one we have here is Hand of Hindrance. So this basically just slows down the target by 70% for 10 seconds, and it's a 30-second cooldown. It's not that great because like the healer can just dispel this off the target, and then the target can kite you again. which is really annoying. But if you spec into, I believe, yeah, Law and Order right here, when your Hand of Hindrance is dispelled or otherwise removed early, the cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds. So that'll help a lot, since most healers dispel that because it's like easy to dispel if there's no other CCs going on. And then your Blade of Justice also applies Hand of Hindrance to the target for 3 seconds. So if you spec into this and use Blade of Justice, it'll automatically put that on the target for 3 seconds. So if you see yourself getting kited a lot in arena as a Ret Paladin, you can spec into that PvP talent against certain compositions, and maybe it'll just make it a little bit easier for you to get to the kill target by slowing them down. So those are all the pros. Now let's start talking about the cons. So the cons of a Ret Paladin are that we only have really one CC ability, and it's Hammer of Justice. I mean, it lasts for 6 seconds, so that's pretty good. But other than that, we really don't have a CC. We never use Repentance in Arena because it has a cast time, which is really hard to get off as a melee DPS when you're in the midst of like other people that can just kick you and stuff like that. We also have Blinding Light, which I use more in like 2v2 depending on the comp. So these are your only CC abilities right here, and the cooldown on Blinding Light is really long, so that's pretty much useless. You can probably only use it once in an arena because arena games go by really quickly. Repentance is a short cooldown, but like I said before, the problem is that you have to cast it, and you're most likely going to get kicked, and you really don't want to spend 2 seconds trying to cast this and wasting a global trying to cast it. If you get kicked, then it's another like 6 seconds totally wasted in the arena, so it's not worth it. So your best bet is to stick with Fist of Justice, because every time you use a holy power, every time you spend the holy power, the cooldown of Hammer of Justice is reduced by 2 seconds. So instead of having Hammer of Justice every minute up, every time you spend the holy power, this will go down. See, it just went down 5 seconds right there. If I do it again, it's 40 seconds. If I do it again, it's 30 seconds, so on and so on. So it's not really a 1 minute cooldown, it's more like a 20 to 30 second cooldown while you're spending your holy power. And also if you use it for heals, it'll also go down. So it's Fist of Justice is by far the best talent for this ability. So that's one con right there. We only have one CC ability, but I guess it's kind of a pro because it can be up every 20 to 30 seconds. And then the biggest con for Ret Paladins in Arena is we have no mobility, which is really, really terrible, because I feel like every other class in this game has so much more mobility than Ret Paladins. I feel like we're the only class that still runs at normal speed. Warriors have charge, rogues have sprint and shadow step, hunters have disengage, and then they sprint faster, and then they have aspect of the, I think cheetah it's called, or I don't know if they actually have that anymore. It's aspect of something that makes them run faster. What are they? Monks have the roll and the spinning kick to wherever they want to go. They can also blink. Mages have blinks. Warlocks have teleport. So like everyone has these abilities except like Ret Paladins. Ret Paladins just basically run normal speed unless they're spec'd into Unbound Freedom and they freedom their other person and they have freedom, and then they can run 30% faster. But freedom sucks because this can easily be purged or taken by a mage. I've seen a lot of mages, as soon as I use this in Arena, I just get spell stolen, and it's really annoying, and then I'm just frozen for like 10 seconds, or I'm sitting in CC and I can't move, and it's just a real pain in the ass playing a Ret Paladin in Arena when you have no mobility, and every other class has mobility in the game. But I think this will get better later on in the season. So when we have next week when we have Renown 25, we will, well, what I plan on doing is putting Echoing Blessing right here. I don't have it on this character, but Echoing Blessing just makes your freedom 6.5% faster, increase your speed by 6.5% faster, and then that effect also lingers after the ability is up, after you finish using freedom. So if you use that with Unbound Freedom, you have 36.5% speed. And then also if you use Memory of Uther Legendary, it'll reduce the cooldown of your freedom, and then you'll practically have freedom on you all the time, which I think will get better in Arena starting next week. Let's go with the next con that I have here. We die really fast. So in Arena, we're always the focus target, or majority of the games that I played in 3s and 2s, I'm always the focus target. So you have to be really careful spending your globals. Like when you're fighting Fire Mage Rogue in Arena in 2s, you just get cheap shotted, you lose 50% of your health instantly, and you just have to bubble, or else you're going to die by the Mage's Combust and Meteor, and you're totally dead. So there goes our like best defensive cooldown, bubble, gone out the window in literally the first 2 seconds of the match, and you can't do anything about it because everyone's invisible in this game except like Ret Paladins and like warriors or whatever. But yeah, so you have no survivability right there, and you die instantly. And I mean, you have to use your defensive cooldowns correctly in order to stay alive, but it's really hard when you just get one-shotted pretty easily. And when you're fighting 2 people at once, like in 3s, I'm getting focused by 2 people. I'm trying to do damage. I'm trying to think. I'm at 75% health. Should I throw a heal on myself, or should I start doing damage? So you just have to be super cautious, since you're most of the time, most games, you are the kill target in Arena. So those are the pros and cons that I came up with. If you have any other pros or cons you want to add to the video, leave them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to you and debate with you, I guess, about if that's a pro or if that's a con. So if you have any questions, suggestions, what are some other pros, what are some other cons, just leave them in the comment section and I'll read them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. Share it with someone if you found it valuable. Maybe it can help them as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, and if you have any questions, like I said before, leave a comment and I'll try to answer you ASAP. Thanks for watching. Peace out.